Hey Tribe, welcome to Convo with our clients. Today we're sitting down with Shannon Hickey.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast and fourth attempt maybe at our YouTube video. We're going to see. We'll see if this works. The other three haven't seen because it's been unsuccessful. So we're going to try and make this one the winner chicken dinner.
Alright.
Well, anyways, let's talk a little bit about you. First off, obviously welcome to the podcast, but how long have you been here at Primal Path, CrossFit Harder when you were originally there? How long have you been a member of our tribe?
I think total is 5 years, but like consistently me coming throughout the year would be 3 because junior year of college and senior year of college I'd only come in the summer or if I was home on vacation. So I don't know if it's like I'm consistently doing CrossFit for 5 years or if you say 3. Well, so I don't know what to say to people.
Well, I would say I would say 5. You
okay,
know, because
we'll
it's
5.
not like you've always been a member, family's been a member one way or another, but also when you weren't here, it wasn't like you were not doing anything. So
yeah, I wasn't not training.
Like
I wasn't not training.
And playing, you know, collegiate level soccer and stuff like that, which we'll get into. Yeah. But so first off, what do you do? I know I said first off 10 times, but what do you do now?
So I work in Hartford. I'm an interior designer. I work at an architecture firm in Hartford. So I'm there like Monday through, well now I'm there Monday through Friday in the office and I work on a bunch of different projects.
So what do you do? As architecture, are you building buildings or are you doing, like what exactly are you doing?
So I'm not a decorator. I don't pick out pillows for a living. I get that question a lot and it pisses me off so much.
Or can you?
I can pick out pillows if someone wants me to pick out pillows, which I have. But so say, like for example, we have an existing building for a college right now. We're completely gutting the entire building, like just to its structure, like the core of the building. And we're completely taking down the walls, windows, everything, the facade of the building, and we're building it back up to a brand new state. So that involves like I get to work alongside with the architects and say they have a design for the building and I have an idea for the interior and the architect also may have an idea for the interior too. Some architects do, others don't. I work really closely with an architectural designer, so he usually has a lot of ideas about how he'd like the interior to look. So the interior matches the design of the facade, the exterior of the building. So we'll go through and he'll say like, oh, I think we should put the door here. What are your thoughts with the interior design? I'll say, yes, I think the door could go here. I'm also thinking we put a window here. So I don't just pick out, okay, like we should put luxury vinyl tile here or tile there or carpet there. I get to actually help with the architecture of it as well, which is nice because people don't think it, like in my line of work, people don't think that's what we do, which some designers don't. But I'm lucky where I get to do a lot of the architecture too, which is fun.
That's awesome.
I get to have a big say in what's going on. And he could also he could shut me down and say, no, I don't think it should go. And I go, okay, well then, like you are the senior designer, then I trust you on that. Like I'm just giving my opinion, so.
Well, you're also my private interior designer because I'm like, hey Shannon, can I put this painting on the wall? And you're like, no, that doesn't fit.
I try to say it in the nicest way as possible. No, Andrew, I don't think it'll look good there because blah, 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 blah. And then I get a response back, okay. And I'm like, crap, did I make him upset or is he okay with this decision?
No, I want you to be blunt. Be like, it's ugly. Or like, but
no, just
you know, whether it's my house or they're here at Primal Path, I'm like, Shannon, colors, do I put logos up here? What do I do? I'm using you as the pillow designer. I'm like, all right, she knows this. I think she works with pillows and she picks colors out for curtains. But when you showed me what you did in like your buildings and all that other stuff, the design, the layout, that you had some project, I don't know if it was a hospital or some...
I haven't done any hospitals. I've done...
It was something.
Country
coffee shop, maybe?
I did.
Recently.
Oh, a cafe. It was a cafe.
That's
it was a cafe.
That's a cafe.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's
being built. That's being built right now, actually, in West Hartford. That's like being built right now.
That's all.
So it's like for the first, like it's really exciting to see things in 3D on the computer because you're like, oh, okay, like it can look like this or look like that, and then you get to see it come to life and you're like, oh my god, this is real. Like it's so cool. And that's only happened to me once where I got to see one of my projects fully be finished. All my other projects right now are in construction, are almost finished, but some of them I haven't gotten a chance to see.
That's pretty awesome though, and I'm sure you're gonna be like, let's go hit this cafe up and see, like, yeah, you know what, I designed that.
I know. I'm gonna take pictures,
cool.
guys. I designed this. Yay!
That's gotta be wicked awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
So where'd you go to school for that?
I went to school at Endicott College in Beverly, Mass, and I miss it a lot.
Yeah. Right? We always live,
miss it so
we leave
much.
high school and we were like, man, high school actually wasn't that bad. Or maybe it was for some people, but...
I wouldn't go back to high school. I'd go back to college like that. It was a lot of fun. I love it there.
And you played sports in college, or sport?
I played soccer in college.
Played soccer. Yeah. We used to go... Well, I don't want to say you did it all the time, but I know your family...
You went to one of my games.
Yeah,
my mom went to almost all my games, I have to say. She went to a lot of them.
And you were the fastest runner and one of the best athletes on the team.
Yeah. I miss it.
And yeah.
Things just don't always
go
as you'd like them to go. Freshman year worked out like beautiful. I never would have pictured freshman year. Like freshman year was great, and then things got kind of rocky and like that. It happens. Like it happens to a lot of people, and like it kind of happened to me. Sophomore to senior year, we had our ups and downs, but you know what? Like you just had to deal with it.
Yeah, it was kind of favoritism, not towards you.
Yeah.
Yet your athletic performance was far and wide above everyone else.
It just happened. Like there's only so much
you
you can do about it, so it's whatever. And I'm slowly getting over it. It's been 3 years, but I'm slowly getting over it.
Here I am just digging
exactly.
it back up.
Yeah, just digging the whole. No, it's fine.
Justice for number 9.
Yeah. Oh, it was funny.
Yeah,
really funny.
That was fun to watch you play and at least get to see a little bit of you play and stuff, which it pissed me off. I was so angry, but what are you gonna do about it? Well, what are your plans for this summer?
So this summer, I made a pact for myself actually, or like I promised myself for 2021. 2021 is about Shannon, and I know that sounds very condescending.
It's not.
I made 2021 all about me. I'm going to put myself first because I usually put other people first, or I'm always the person that doesn't put me first. And for once in my life, it's going to be, okay, this is Shannon's year. So it's going to be all about me. I'm going to spend a lot of time at the beach. I want to do a lot of day trips to Block Island, visit my friends, spend a lot of time with Sut. I'd love to be able to move out of my parents' house. But we will get there. That would be a great goal for the summer. I don't think it's going to happen this summer. Maybe it'll happen in the fall, but yeah, I don't know, go to the lake a lot. Definitely the beach a lot, though. That is...
I think, like, you're like, oh, it's condescending or it sounds selfish. It's like, it's not. It's self-respect. Like, there's certain times in our life that we realize that, wow, I haven't given myself any self-care.
That's kind of where I got to, yeah.
And choose to do things because you want to do them, not because everyone else wants to do them and you want to help support them. You gotta find that in you, and when you do, you can find that good balance. Like especially if you spend so much of your energy and time giving out to everyone else, or just always doing other things and not giving yourself the time, that creates a little irritability in our brain and anxiety and all those other things that fall down that. And then when you can take the time to like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna go to the beach and I'm gonna take something with me. Like, that's like, and then you have your own time. And it just makes your life a little bit easier. Like,
it's a little less, like it's less exhausting. And like my week, I tend to like exhaust myself from Monday to Friday. So by the time I get to Friday, and then if on the weekend, like say I need to go travel somewhere and I'm doing it for someone else, like I was doing that for someone else for so long, I was like, you know what? We're doing stuff for me now. Like this is all about Shannon. So 2021 is all about Shannon.
Heck yeah.
I may have spent a little too much time shopping for myself. That is what is involved in 2021, but that is totally okay. It's self-care.
Yes.
I kind of set myself up for that, but it's self-care. It's fine.
Are we talking about like clothes shopping?
Oh, full on like
everything, hobby shopping, whatever you want. Yeah.
I had like 4 pairs of shoes delivered to my house yesterday, and my mom's like, "Ooh, packages." I'm like, they're all for me.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And you have Sutton. You talked about Sutton. Who's Sutton?
I know I feel like everyone gets sick of me talking about Sutton.
Because someone either thinks kids,
well,
right?
someone probably thinks it's my child. She is my child, but she's my fur baby. She is a 3-year-old boxer pit bull, and she is my world. She's my absolute everything. I love her so much. I got her for graduation, for college graduation. She was a complete surprise. Had no idea. I came home for Seamus's confirmation, and that was like the entire 3 hours home. I drove home in the rain. It was like 9 o'clock at night, and I just cried the entire way home because I had so much anxiety about like my thesis for college, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't come home. Like I was like, I'm gonna spend the entire weekend being anxious. I'm not gonna work out. And then I get home, and my family's all in the living room, and I didn't even see her. I didn't see her, and I walk into the living room. My dad's like, hey Rosie, how are you? And then I walk in, I see this little tiny like 4-pound little munchkin. My dad goes, we got one for you. And I'm like, and I just instantly fall to the ground just in tears, and I just pick her up, and they had her for a week, I think, and they kept her a secret from me for a week. And then I finally got to see her, but I couldn't bring her back to school. So I was at school for 3 weeks, so she had to stay at home with my parents for 3 weeks. So she drove around with my dad in the truck, and he had to like be careful when he'd stop, or if he stopped short, she would like would roll her chubby body forward and fall onto the floor. My dad's like, oh my God, so he'd like pick her back up and put her on. Yeah, no, but she's my little fur baby.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. Pretty calm dog.
No.
No.
She's the boxer in her is really, it's just play all the time. She just turned 3, and I was thinking like, okay, 3, she may mellow out a little bit, like usually like 3 to 5, mellow out. Now she plays fetch with herself. When I got home, after I got home from the gym, she cried the entire time. I was home making food because she just wanted to go outside and play. And so before I left, my mom had her outside playing in the yard. This is what she was, yeah. So she's my everything right now.
I know she has a good rap with daycare. What? She's been suspended.
She got kicked out. She got kind of kicked out of her first daycare because she did Zoomies too much, and you're not allowed to do Zoomies in daycare. So I took her to a different daycare place, which is better because it's on my way to work. It's in Glastonbury. Absolutely love them. She does so well there, but I guess 2 weeks ago I got a call while I was at work. I'm going into a meeting, and she got tagged when she was doing Zoomies again. They couldn't catch her to get her to stop doing Zoomies, and she got tagged in the butt. Tagged, aka she got like nipped in the butt.
Like, it's a good shot.
It's like a solid, yeah. It's a good.
Deep.
So I'm going into my meeting, and I get the call, and I'm like, what did she do? What did she do? I'm gonna have to pay for someone's like surgery. What did she do? And she goes, oh, Suddy got like nipped in the butt. They were playing tag. Like they made it all cute, like the little kids playing tag. And you know, when dogs play tag, they do it with their mouth. Yeah. So I had to meet the daycare facility at the clinic, and she was either gonna get staples in her butt. And I said, don't give her the staples because she's gonna rip the cone off. So I just gave her antibiotics, and like I asked the trainer, I was like, did she cry? Did she stop running? And she's like, no, she didn't even realize she cut her butt. I was like, awesome. Okay.
So,
she had no idea she had a big hole in her, like a big like chunk taken out of the side of her hip. It's like the side of her cheek, basically.
Yeah,
She had no idea.
I couldn't believe that. That looked like a good snag out of like whatever happened.
She didn't notice it until a week ago, where she realized the scab was forming, and she's like, oh my gosh, there's something over there. Like, what is that, Mom?
So do you ever think about it being like, now you're that parent that's getting the call while at work and being like, and like you used to be that child, or your brothers used to be that, being like,
I think I was definitely that child, yeah.
Like the mom, you know, you're like, whether it's the clinic, whether it's wherever it was.
I was that child.
Like your mom's like, taking off work, gotta go pick up my daughter. Mm-hmm. And now having that responsibility, that's how I feel. Like, you know, I'm the same way. I got dogs too, and I treat them like my kids.
Yeah. I found it more funny. It was bad. I found it more funny, and I also felt bad because I was going into a meeting, and I'm telling the trainer, I'm like, is she bleeding out? Is she okay? Can she wait 2 hours? Like, I don't want to sound like a horrible parent, but can she wait 2 hours? I'm going to go in a meeting. Like, I need to be in this meeting. Trainer's like, yeah, she's not bleeding out. I'm like, okay, I'll be there in 2 hours. Okay. And then I'm going to I'm like, I'm such a horrible parent. I'm making my child wait for medical assistance. It's okay, though. It's fine.
It's the same thing, though. You're like, do I take the dog to the vet?
Or do
I wait a day?
It's like,
because how long can I... minimum $500.
Well, I was waiting. I was like, okay, so when she comes out, because I couldn't even go into the vet, she comes out, and I'm like, what's the bill? What's the bill? And she's like, oh, it's only like blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God, thank the Lord, we're not broke. Mommy can eat tonight. Like, we're good.
It's always so horrible on those because those vet bills, like I said, you never leave like under $500. And then like I had, when Projo had anaplasmosis and Lyme disease and all this other stuff, she had to spend like a couple nights over there. And I'm just like, cha-ching!
Yeah,
cha-ching! I'm just watching the thousands just grow, and I'm like, how much is this dog worth? As bad as it sounds, like,
how much do I love you? Yeah.
Can I get food on my table and gas in my vehicle for the next 2 months?
I know. That's exactly what it was. Oh. I think my biggest fear is her tearing her ACL, because I know boxers are very prone to that, and I know people whose boxers and pit bulls have torn theirs. And Suddy's just all legs, and she just jumps. She can jump higher than me. She can fully like jump higher than me. She'll clear the couch at home. She gets super excited. So like my biggest thing when she's playing, I'm like, just don't tear an ACL. Just don't tear an ACL. Like, Mom's savings account is going downhill if you tear an ACL. So yeah, that's my dog.
It's the same thing. Like I'll see like Poppy hobbling on a back leg, and I'm just like, nope, we're not going to the vet.
Nope.
You're gonna walk that thing off like a champ. And now it makes sense. Those parents are like, the kid like falls, tumbles, there's like a bone sticking out, there's cuts everywhere, like, throw some dirt on it,
honey,
get back in, you're fine. Like now they're like, I don't want to pay for that.
See, that was full on my parents. Like, so I was I wouldn't say, I got into trouble as a child. I didn't listen. So I was going to the hospital a lot, and they were for legit reasons. Like, I got the edge of a coffee table through my mouth, went to the hospital. I had a lot of issues with asthma, was in the hospital. When I was a baby, I climbed on a coffee table, got glass through my hand in the hospital. Like, so I went to one point, my grandma like told my mom, she's like, the police, like, someone's gonna get called on you because your daughter's constantly in the hospital. She's like, she doesn't listen. My daughter doesn't want to listen. It's not my fault. Like, so there was definitely a point where my parents like, just, you're fine. You don't need stitches. You're fine.
There's this one time where we had these kids doing like box jumps. This is like 5 years ago. We had kids like doing box jumps and stuff like that, and we all tell them like, just make sure you take your time, make sure you jump high.
I've felt that pain before.
And this girl like jumps and she misses the box and like clips her shin harder than I've ever seen anyone clip their shin, and she legitimately, you could like see to her bone. So I'm there with like first aid, like with like some butterflies and trying to seal this thing up.
No.
And I wrap this whole thing up, and her parents come, and I sit down, like, listen, we had a, she was, we had her doing box jumps today. She
How old
missed.
Is she?
Like 11 or 13
or
something
all right.
that. She's like young. And
yeah.
We're still finding her body out at her age.
Like the awkward movement. Yeah.
It wasn't even like a high box, but it just, things happen, right? Wow. And so I'm like, listen, I butterflied it. I'd probably suggest going to the doctors. And she goes, let me see it. So I unwrap it and pull the butterfly. She's like, how you feel? And she's like, I feel all right. All right, throw some dirt on it. We're going home. We're fine. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, maybe you should go get stitches.
I think I saw a bone.
I was showing, like, the thing just opens up and you can just see, like, the white. And I'm like,
it just gives me a shiver.
No offense. Like, I'm not here to do what you want with your kids, but I'm like, if there's one way that I would be like, doctor might be recommended. She's like, nah, she's tough. She's just fine. I'm like, all right, well,
Honey, you're going to have a great bruise.
Yeah, you're going to have a really cool story growing up that you can turn into whatever you want.
I still have a huge scar from when I did it in the other, like that, the pain, it just goes up your body. It's horrible.
At first, too, like, you don't think it's that, you're like, oh, there it is. It's like that quick initial pain, and then it starts going away, and you're like, all right, I'm fine. And then, like, about 30 seconds later, you look down, and you're like, I am not fine.
Nope, I'm not.
It's swollen. My skin is ripped off. Like, and then the feeling of seeing the visual of, like, the scar, you're like,
When I did mine, I was in the middle of, it was summer training, so I was playing soccer every Sunday morning in, like, Albertus Magnus College. So we play, like, really intense games. It'd be, like, D1, D2, and D3 players, and we'd all play together. It was the most fun summer league I've ever played in. But I remember wrapping my shin with, like, gauze and pre-wrap and then putting my shin guard on. But the shin guard would, like, rub on me. And so I'd be on the field, and I'm just, like twinging because I'm feeling, like, the sweat coming down and the rubbing. And my mom's, like, on the sidelines, are you okay? Like, what's going on? I'm like, it burns. It burns. And my coach is like, you're fine. I'm like, stop. I need burning, like, it's burning. Like, it was just a horrible, like, burn with the shin guard rubbing, and it was,
And not only that, like, with that shin guard rubbing, and I'm sure, like, also the sweat that's generating, like, you'd have the sweat that's seeping down.
It was just, it was a constant, like, it was a constant just, like, stab, right? And I was just like, just don't get, and I'm a defender, so I'm just like, don't get kicked in the shin. Just please don't kick me in the shin.
No slide tackles. No slide tackles.
I was like, I can't do that today. I just can't. No turf burn today. Yeah. Oh, I miss that so much, though. So much.
Yeah, we always like. It's funny how we could look back and just look like, you know, the time that we went through at that certain stage in our life could have had entirely different emotions than the way that we look back at it now. You know, and you're like, you know what? Through all the ups and downs and the chaos that I had in my life then, like, I look back at those times and be like, oh, those were good times.
I know, I'm like, oh, I missed it so much. Like, I talked to my mom about it. So we have a big, it was probably like, it's big. It's like a huge, huge dry erase calendar. And so I don't even know when we do this, but my mom would get my soccer schedule, Brendan's soccer schedule, and Seamus's, and we'd sit at the dinner table, and she'd be in the hallway with the big calendar, and she'd take the dry erase board, and we'd go through our entire, like, 2 months, or that month's schedule of soccer games, and it was just like practice, game, travel to Rhode Island, travel to Massachusetts, and it was just so much fun to go through it and figure out, like, who's being pawned off onto another person because my parents can't be in 3 places at once, or like, when are we going to do this or that, and like, we would go through it, and I just look back with my mom, and I'm like, those were such good times. Like, we would stay in hotels every weekend, but like, it was so much fun. Like, me doing my homework in the car, or just like, I'm just like, Mom, those were such great times.
Yeah.
She's like, they were stressful. I go, no, they were fun.
Yeah, I always remember the amount of times, like, I'd be like, what are you doing this weekend? And Mom's like, oh, I'm going up to a game. Or it'd be like, she'd finish up work, or get out of work early, and then drive to Massachusetts.
It's usually
New
Massachusetts,
York, to your games, and then come home that evening and go back to work. And
I don't know how she did that.
She is a trooper, and like
I don't know how she did that.
You know, but also I think it's one of those things that, like, you really appreciate your parents during that time. Like, you know, and no matter what, like, we all have our little tiffs with our parents, and like, you know, but at the same time, when you look back at it, you're like, you know what, those are some good times.
Oh, it was so much fun. My brothers would come, like, Seamus, I think, came to, like, he would come to a good amount of games. Brendan was usually working a lot, but like, even Seamus, like, driving the 6 hours, because it'd be like 3 hours there, 3 hours back, and then my mom would do it in one night, and sometimes she wouldn't get home until like 12 and then go to work the next day, and like, it made me feel bad if I was like mean to her. I'd only get to see.
Like, shut up, Mom.
I know.
Where's my food, Mom? I need my fruit.
She would know.
No, I know.
No, she would bring me food. I'd get like Monster cookies or like stuff like that.
Your mom makes those Monster cookies are like.
Yeah, they're good.
They're these cookies that are
they're protein cookies.
Yeah,
basically.
They're 99% healthy for you.
It's like
99%.
It's like a huge oat. I don't even know if it has oatmeal in it. It's just all oats. It's just all oats. Flax seeds, protein powder.
A little bit of chocolate. Cacao.
It's
cacao.
Oh, it's so good.
What else? Did she put any nuts in that? No.
I don't like nuts, so she probably wouldn't put it. Like, I don't know. I get picky.
Oh, I would like if you threw some pistachios in that sucker.
She's done not raisins. What is the other? She does something else, but I can't.
Cranberries.
Remember. Yes, she does cranberries, and I don't like the cranberries. I pick them out. I'm the girl that picks out the cranberries. I'm like.
So you don't like fruitcake at Christmas time?
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope. Absolutely not. I'm 25, but I have like a 12-year-old's like palate.
So can your food touch itself on a plate?
I don't like it touched.
See, there's so many people that it does. Like, there's so many people that I know that are like, the food can't touch or I won't eat it. And I'm like a person who's like, pour it all, stir it together, and then I'm just eating it so I have every flavor.
No, see, that's like mixing. No, I would love those plates that had like the dividers in the. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you'd like sweet. The corn will touch.
I'm like, oh,
the mashed
perfect.
potatoes,
Yep.
And the broccoli will stay separate.
If
from
I
the
wanted
chicken.
to mix, I'll like take a scoop of mashed potatoes and then take a scoop of corn, and then the corn sticks to the mashed potatoes, and then I'll eat it. Like, that's how I am. Yeah. And, like, I think it goes into like my. I don't know if it's like OCD or anxiety part of me like gets into there, so whatever.
So, speaking of food, all-time favorite food. If you had island food, if you're stuck on an island, you only eat one thing.
This is gonna be really weird. I could eat an edible arrangement every single day for the rest of my life.
Okay.
Like, the fruit that they give you is so, like, I love fruit. Like, this is, like, when I started I shouldn't say, like, my new diet, but, like, my meal prep, like, I could just eat fruit all day. Like, strawberries, melon, like, all day, and I know that's not, like, you can't, like, you shouldn't really do that. And so I, like, fruit, I don't have a lot of it in my diet right now. I do have a smoothie, but that was, like, the saddest part where when I was working with Nat, I was like, I can't have all fruit for lunch. And she's like, well, you need to have some protein in there. I'm like,
Yeah, so you work with Natalie for nutrition too, didn't you?
Yeah, it's worked out really well because I think I struggled with a lot of stuff and in college, like with fitness and like just being lost because I trained for so long for soccer and then it just kind of abruptly stops and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And then you think, oh, should I change my eating because I'm not working out as much, I'm not running as much, and then so I did that for a little bit. I changed my eating, but I just found since I ended college and probably until like the last couple of months, I just wasn't getting what I needed to, and I kept telling Nat, I'm like, I am tired all the time. I'm constantly on the go, so I constantly need to have food with me, but I just wasn't eating the right amount of stuff, and I knew I wasn't eating enough protein, so I worked with Nat we created like my meals on what I need to eat throughout the day in order to get what I need to feel like I have energy. Yeah. And so when I come here, I'm not like wanting to pass out because I'm just not eating enough, and I'd get so frustrated myself. I finally just broke down. I'm like, Nat, I need help. Like, help me like meal prep this out. So we like planned my day out and what I can do and how different stuff is going to work with my body because I have such a high metabolism. So
yeah, so that's what a good thing. So for those who don't know, Nat is Coach Nadine.
Yeah.
And she's like one of our nutrition coaches here. But when people look at you, they're going to be like, why do you need a nutritionist? You're fit.
Have so
you have
many
very
people
little
ask,
body fat. And I like hearing this from you because this is exactly what I believe in. Like, every person needs a coach.
Yeah.
I don't care how good you're at something, the best people in the world need coaches. Mm-hmm. So when someone looks at you like, why would you take the time to buy, to do a nutrition coaching with Nadine?
Yeah, my friends are like, oh, you can eat whatever you want. And I'm like, not really. Like, I can, but there's also, like, I know how my body feels if I eat Pop-Tarts all day, or if I would love to do that, and I can't. Yeah. I can do that, but I don't feel good. So, like, working with Nat, working with Nat was just that, and it took me a while to get up to eating to what I should eat, and there are sometimes where I don't want to eat as much as I should, but I feel it the next day if I don't eat that. Like, I'm very in tune with my body now.
It's so nice, too, and Nadine and I spoke on this on a podcast that we're putting out, that go off the feel of the way, like, food makes you feel, because you don't realize if you flush your system out of all the bad food and you get onto a normal nutritional diet that's very balanced of your nutrients and vitamins in it, and then you put something that tastes delicious but maybe not the most nutritious for you, you can see your body just like,
it literally, it throws me
so sluggish.
It throws me so off. Like, so off. Like, it's ridiculous how off it throws. Like, even if I used to, like, I love drinking juice, like cranberry juice, cranberry apple juice. Like, I love it so much. That also has a lot of sugar in it. Yeah. But I love it. I could drink it all day. So since I've been been on, like, my meal prep plan, and I've really just been drinking water and, like, natural flavorings, when I go and I, like, splurge, I was like, oh, we have, like, cranberry apple juice. I'm just going to have a little cup of it. I have a cup, and it messed me up for the rest of the night. Like, just the sugar, like, on my body, just the sugars in it. Like, I've actually really tried to cut out artificial sugars, and the amount that it has helped me, and it's actually easier to cut out than you think. The amount that it has helped me, like my stomach just doesn't like it anymore.
Not only that, when I eat a lot of sugar, I just get the sugar headaches. Not everyone gets those, but for me, like, if I don't eat a lot of sugar, I just eat wholesome meals, relatively, and I've been adding some fruit into my diet recently, which I love because I love freezing cold watermelon and, like,
I love that.
My new addiction is cold pears. Taking a pear out of the fridge. Ooh. And I'm never in the mood to eat fruit, but, like, later I was, like, kind of, like, I'm hungry and I have a little bit of a sweet tooth, but I don't have any, like, sweets in my house. So I grab the pear and I'm like, this is it. It's not too sweet, but it's warm.
Oh,
but if I get like something like Nutter Butters are like my weakness in the world. Like I absolutely love the wafer Nutter Butters. And if I eat a couple of those, I'll have a sugar headache, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And it sucks, and it just throws off the rest of my day. But
it throws off my workout. Like yesterday, I was just really, really busy at work, and this is on me. This is my fault. I was so busy at work, I didn't take the time to eat lunch. So I didn't eat my lunch until 5 o'clock, and then I had dinner at like 7, and so this morning I woke up and I was off because I messed up my day yesterday. Like I chose to stop. Like I have to I won't stop working. Like I'll just like go, and then I'm like, oh, if I eat, it slows down my productivity, so I'll just keep pushing it off until,
And that's the worst, and that's what this culture lives in.
Well, you just push it off,
push it off because we're like, I don't need to eat, I don't have the time to eat, I want to get this done.
That's what I will do to myself.
I do too. Yesterday was a perfect instance. I was here at 5:30 and I didn't leave till later, but I pushed off my lunch and dinner until like 5:30, 6:30 at night. I'm like, I'm just doing a 24-hour fast.
We're just gonna not eat.
24-hour fast I decided to do because I'm not eating, and it's horrible. And it makes your body like worse. If you just take that extra like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, pause, eat some food, you'll be re-energized and you'll be feeling so much better, and then you're not having that like, I'm starving, tummy grumbles, I'm starving, cramps, taking that time to eat and at least having that meal prep too, that you have the food, especially if you're at a place that you're working, and then you're like, I'm hungry, but I have to leave to go get food because I didn't bring food. So now you're talking about like driving
that messes it up even more.
And people are like, you know what? We're not even doing it. Or they'll be like, just order delivery. Like having that meal prep and being prepared for that so you can eat those snacks. But even when we are prepared, like you said, you still pushed it off, even though you're prepared or like bringing food, and we have.
And it's right there, like it's literally over in the fridge, or it's right by my feet, and I'm like, I just want to get this done. I just want to keep going, and then, I need to. It was like one of those days where it wasn't working for me.
That's good.
That's all right.
So what we're gonna do to wrap this up, I want some a word, a mantra, or whatever you live by, something that you live by to our people listening.
Oh, there's so many. I love like inspirational stuff.
I do too. What's something you live by every day, or something you tell yourself, or helps you get through hard times, or besides snuggling the heck out of something?
Besides snuggling my pup, I don't know if I should just go with. I don't know. Lately, like since 2021, because I'm on this like all about Shannon kick. I think I've kind of just been going do what makes you happy. Like if it doesn't make you happy, don't do it. Like follow your heart type of thing. Like whatever. Like if you want to go move, live near the ocean, do that. Like if that makes you happy, then do it. Like it's not about doing a job for the money if that doesn't make you happy. Like people always ask and be like, oh, do you love your job? And you're like, no, but it makes a good amount of money. Well then, why are you living your life doing something you don't like to do? So that's kind of definitely something I've really thought about a lot, just because I'm like in my mid-20s and you can kind of feel a little bit lost, and I definitely feel lost at times there, like either moving out of the house or a job, but that's something I've really stuck with, like just do what makes you happy.
Yeah, I mean, I think so many people forget that, like, because are we living for the weekends? And I think a lot of people do that. They live for the weekends, right? The job's kind of bad, money's good, I live for the weekends.
Yeah.
Or are we like trying to find our way in, so we're Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday is always like towards something that we want to do, and it's not an easy journey, and especially where you're at in your life, you're in a very much of an exploration stage.
Oh, so much.
Which I talked about, like the 4 stages of life on our clubhouse.
I remember, yeah.
But like I look at you as the experimental stage. You're still figuring out where you want to live. You're trying jobs out. Like you have a really good job now per se, but that doesn't mean this is the job for the rest of your life.
I really don't know.
Like just being able to go and see things and travel and just try to see and find out more of who you are. And I think this is a really good time. And the fact that you said, hey, this is Shannon's year, is the time that you said, great, I'm going to figure out who I am, what I want in life, what I love in life, where I want to be in life, and what I want to do for the rest of my life. And it may not be end in a year, but it's nice to see where your head is at, and like that's where you're looking and you're taking that time. And I think Everyone at any stage in their life can do that. I don't care if you're 80 years old.
Oh, yeah.
You can pause and be like, what am I doing with my life? There's still plenty of years left. And at the same time, there is no rush, you know.
That's another one. Don't rush. You can't rush through your life. Like, just enjoy. Like, take a moment and enjoy everything.
We're not going to count that one. That's a participation trophy. We don't do those here. So you're only one. The other one only counts. But
the first one I said. Yeah, no. Do what makes you happy. That's that.
Happy, but also listen to the second one.
Yeah. We could do a whole podcast on inspirational quotes.
We could. Anyways, thank you very much, Shannon, for sitting down on this podcast. And hopefully YouTube channel. Hopefully we
get this to work.
Hopefully we'll see.
If not, part 2.
Yes, retake number 20.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for listening, Tribe, and we'll see you soon.